The right way to feed your dog, a complete and simple guide. You know what's wild? There's a food sitting in your kitchen right now, something you think is perfectly healthy, that could silently damage your dog's kidneys in just a few servings. And no, it's not chocolate. It's something you'd never suspect. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, plus the 3 scientific principles that could add up to 3 extra years to your best friend's life. If you enjoy fascinating insights like this and want to see more, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. The love that hurts picture. This. You're sitting at the dinner table, fork in hand, enjoying your meal. Then you feel it. Those eyes. Your dog is sitting right beside you, head tilted, giving you that look. You know the one. The "I haven't eaten in days" look, even though their bowl was full just an hour ago. Your heart melts. You think, just one little piece won't hurt. Ooh, so you slip them a bite of your chicken, a piece of cheese, maybe a French fry. It feels like love, right? Like you're sharing a moment with your best friend. Here's the truth nobody tells you. That small act of love might be quietly stealing years from your dog's life. I know that sounds dramatic, but stay with me, because this isn't about making you feel guilty. It's about giving you information that veterinarians don't always explain in detail during those rushed 15-minute appointments. Studies have shown that dogs fed properly balanced diets can live up to 3 years longer than those who aren't. 3 years. That's over 20% of many dogs' lifespans. Imagine all the walks, all the tail wags, all the morning greetings you'd miss. The problem isn't that you don't care. It's that we've been operating on a fundamental misunderstanding about what our dogs actually need. The myth we all believe for decades: we've confused food with affection. We think giving our dogs treats and table scraps is how we show them we love them. And I get it, because they get so excited. Their whole body wiggles. They look at us like we just hung the moon. But here's what's happening behind the scenes, inside their bodies. Dogs have a completely different digestive system than we do, and I mean completely different. Adult dogs have 42 teeth, but unlike us, they don't actually chew their food the way we do. Their digestion doesn't begin in their mouth. They produce very few digestive enzymes in their saliva. When they eat something and it comes back up, you'll often see the kibble pieces completely intact. That's normal for them. Their stomach pH is far more acidic than ours, designed for processing larger meals quickly. This is fascinating from an evolutionary perspective, but it also means that foods we can handle easily can wreak havoc on their system. The salt levels in human food, the fat content, the additives and preservatives, all of these are calibrated for human digestion, not canine biology. When you share your seasoned chicken or that bite of pizza, you're not just giving them a treat. You're giving them sodium levels their kidneys weren't designed to process repeatedly. You're giving them fats that can trigger pancreatitis, a painful inflammation of the pancreas that's one of the most common reasons dogs end up in emergency veterinary care. And the heartbreaking part? Your dog will eat it enthusiastically every single time. They don't know it's hurting them. They can't tell you when their stomach aches or when their organs are slowly being stressed. They just know you're offering them something and they love you, so they eat it. The 3 invisible mistakes. Let me tell you about 3 mistakes that almost every dog owner makes. I've made them too. These aren't dramatic, obvious errors. They're subtle patterns that compound over time. Mistake number 1, the eyeball method. You pour food into their bowl based on what? A feeling. What looks right. Maybe the amount they seemed to enjoy yesterday. But here's the thing. Your dog will eat whatever you put in front of them. Dogs are opportunistic eaters by nature. In the wild, they never knew when their next meal would come, so they'd eat as much as possible when food was available. That instinct doesn't just disappear because they're sleeping on your couch now. The result? Canine obesity has become an epidemic. And we're not talking about a few extra pounds for aesthetics. We're talking about diabetes, heart disease, joint problems, and a documented reduction in lifespan of up to 3 years. 3 years just from feeding too much. Mistake number 2, random feeding times. Some days you feed them at 7 in the morning, other days it's 10. Dinner might be at 5 or maybe 8 if you're running late. We think dogs are flexible, and they are, to a point. But their bodies operate on circadian rhythms just like ours. Irregular feeding disrupts their digestive system, creates anxiety around food, and makes house training nearly impossible to maintain. Mistake number 3, the just a little bit trap. This is the most insidious one because it seems so harmless. A piece of cheese here, a bite of your sandwich there, the crust from your toast. None of it seems like much. But when you add it all up throughout the day, you might be giving your dog an extra 20 to 30% of their daily caloric needs, all from foods that are higher in salt and fat than anything they should be eating. And here's what most people don't realize. There are foods in your kitchen right now that you think are healthy, foods you might even eat daily for your own health, that are genuinely dangerous for dogs. When healthy becomes harmful. Before commercial dog food became widespread in the 1970s, dogs ate table scraps and whatever they could find. And yes, they survived. But surviving isn't the same as thriving. Since the development of scientifically formulated dog nutrition, we've seen dogs living longer, healthier lives than ever before in history. The key isn't just feeding them, it's feeding them correctly. But not all dog food is created equal. The difference between an economy brand and a super premium brand isn't just marketing. It's the quality of ingredients, the bioavailability of nutrients, and how much nutrition your dog actually absorbs versus how much ends up in their waste. Dogs fed high-quality nutrition show it. Shinier coats, more energy, better muscle tone, and fewer digestive issues. The science is clear. The path to a longer, healthier life for your dog isn't complicated, but it does require us to understand what we're actually doing when we fill that bowl every day. Now, I promised you I'd tell you about that food in your kitchen, the one that seems healthy but can cause irreversible kidney damage. I also mentioned there are others, foods that appear on healthy snack lists for humans, but are genuinely toxic to dogs. But before we get there, I need you to understand something crucial, something that changed everything for me when I finally learned it. It's about a compound that your dog's body simply cannot process. A compound that exists in a fruit you probably have in your house right now. A fruit so common, so seemingly innocent, that you might have even given it to your dog before, thinking you were doing something good. What happens next in their body isn't immediate. It's silent, progressive. And by the time symptoms appear, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. If you're finding this helpful, hit that subscribe button. We're going deep into dog nutrition and health, and trust me, you'll want to see what's coming next. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever given your dog table scraps? What's the food you slip the most often? I read and respond to every comment. The silent kidney killer. So, let's talk about that mysterious food I mentioned, the one that could damage your dog's kidneys. It's grapes. Yes, grapes. And before you think, oh, I'd never give my dog grapes, remember that grape toxicity includes raisins too. Those healthy trail mixes, that oatmeal raisin cookie, even small amounts can trigger acute kidney failure in dogs. Here's what makes grapes particularly insidious. They contain a compound called salicylate that is highly toxic to dogs. The terrifying part? There's no known safe amount. Some dogs can eat several grapes and show no symptoms, while others can experience kidney failure from just 1 or 2. It's a genetic lottery you don't want to play. But here's what I want you to understand. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because knowledge is protection. The internet is full of terrifying lists that make it seem like everything is dangerous, and that's not helpful either. So let me give you the real information, the foods that genuinely matter, explained clearly. the foods you actually need to worry about. Let's cut through the noise. Here are the foods that veterinary science has proven to be genuinely problematic for dogs. Chocolate contains theobromine, a compound dogs metabolize incredibly slowly. The darker the chocolate, the more dangerous. Studies show that just 20 milligrams per kilogram of body weight can cause significant symptoms. For a small dog, that's less than an ounce of dark chocolate. Onions and garlic contain N-propyl disulfide, which damages red blood cells. It doesn't matter if they're raw, cooked, or powdered. Just 5 to 10 grams per kilogram of body weight of fresh onions can cause problems. That delicious pasta sauce with garlic? It's a no-go for your dog. Avocado contains persin, causing vomiting and diarrhea. Coffee and caffeine act as cardiac stimulants, potentially causing tremors and seizures. Alcohol causes central nervous system depression. Even small amounts can be dangerous. Dairy products are problematic because adult dogs produce less lactase, the enzyme needed to digest lactose. This means milk and cheese often cause digestive upset. Fatty foods can trigger pancreatitis, a painful inflammation of the pancreas that can become chronic. Macadamia nuts cause weakness and vomiting. Raw dough with yeast produces alcohol as it ferments and causes dangerous bloating. Cooked bones deserve special mention. Raw bones are one thing, but cooked bones become brittle and splinter into sharp shards that can pierce the digestive tract. Also worth knowing, green tomatoes, xylitol, artificial sweetener, and wild mushrooms can cause serious problems. Now the good news, safe foods your dog can enjoy. After all that, you might be thinking, what can I give my dog? Here's the exciting part. There are plenty of healthy, safe options. For proteins, cooked chicken without seasoning is fantastic, easily digestible and high in protein. Veterinarians often recommend plain chicken and rice for dogs recovering from digestive issues. Lean beef provides quality protein. Cooked fish offers omega-3 fatty acids that support coat health. The key word is cooked. Always cooked, never raw, to avoid bacteria like salmonella. For vegetables, sweet potato, rich in vitamin E and beta-carotene. Carrots, vitamin A and helps clean teeth. Broccoli, potassium and zinc in moderation. Pumpkin, excellent for digestive health. Zucchini, green beans and cucumber. For fruits, bananas, quick energy and potassium. Apples without seeds, fiber and vitamins. Watermelon without seeds, hydration. Papaya, aids digestion. Pears, mango, and cantaloupe. Always remove seeds and pits. The golden rule: these are supplements, not meal replacements. They should make up no more than 10% of your dog's daily caloric intake. And everything should be served plain. No salt, no butter, no seasonings. What to do if your dog eats something toxic? Despite our best efforts, accidents happen. Signs of food toxicity include vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, excessive drooling, weakness, and tremors. If you see any of these symptoms after your dog has eaten something questionable, contact your veterinarian immediately. Don't wait to see if it gets worse. Don't try to induce vomiting unless your vet specifically tells you to. What you should do is gather information. What did they eat, approximately how much, and when? This helps your vet determine the best course of action. With prompt veterinary care, most dogs recover fully from food toxicity incidents. The real question nobody asks. Here's what's fascinating. Now you know exactly what to avoid and what you can safely offer. You're more informed than probably 80% of dog owners out there. But knowing what foods are safe or dangerous is only one piece of the puzzle. Because the truth is, you could feed your dog only the safest, healthiest foods on the planet and still get it completely wrong. You could be offering premium ingredients, avoiding every toxic food on the list, and yet your dog could still be undernourished or overnourished. Why? Because there's something else, something that separates knowledgeable dog owners from exceptional ones. It's not about what you feed, it's about how much, how often, and when. Think about it. If I handed you a bag of the most nutritious food ever created, but didn't tell you how much to give or when to give it, you could still cause problems. You could feed too much and create obesity. You could feed too little and cause malnutrition. You could feed at the wrong times and trigger digestive issues. There's a formula that veterinarians and professional breeders use, a scientific approach that takes into account your dog's unique needs. And it has 3 components that work together like a perfectly balanced equation. Most people get 1, maybe 2 of these components right. But all 3 together? That's when you see dogs thriving at levels most owners don't even realize are possible. Drop a comment below. What's one food you're surprised is safe for dogs? Or one you didn't know was dangerous? I'm reading every single comment and answering questions, so let me know what else you want to learn about dog nutrition, the method veterinarians actually use. Remember those 3 components I mentioned? Here they are: quantity, frequency, and timing. And no, there isn't one magic answer that works for every dog. But there is a method, a framework that lets you find the perfect formula for your specific dog. Let me tell you something that changed everything for me. I used to think the feeding chart on the back of the dog food bag was the final word. But then a veterinary nutritionist told me something fascinating. Those charts are starting points, not destinations. Your dog might need 20% more or 30% less depending on multiple factors. So let's break down each pillar and give you the tools to calculate exactly what your dog needs. Pillar 1. Getting the quantity right. Your dog's ideal amount depends on their age, breed, weight, activity level, and metabolism. A border collie running agility courses needs vastly different calories than a bulldog napping on the couch, even at the same weight. Start with the feeding guide on your dog food bag. For super premium foods, these guidelines are more accurate because the food is nutrient dense. Your dog absorbs more per cup, so they need less volume. The real test is body condition scoring. Run your hands along your dog's rib cage. You should feel their ribs with light pressure, but not see them prominently. From above, they should have a visible waist. From the side, their belly should tuck up behind the rib cage. Can't feel ribs without pressing hard? Likely overweight. Ribs highly visible with severe waist tuck. Underweight. This assessment accounts for your individual dog better than any chart. For treats, remember the 10% rule. No more than 10% of daily calories from anything other than their main food. And reduce meal portions to account for those treat calories. If you're considering homemade food, work with a veterinary nutritionist. Homemade diets need precise balancing of proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. An all chicken and rice diet can cause serious deficiencies over time. Pillar 2. Frequency that works. How often you feed matters just as much as how much, and this changes with age. Puppies have small stomachs and high energy needs. Until 2 months, 4 to 6 meals daily. 2 to 3 months, 4 meals. 4 to 6 months, 2 to 3 meals. After 6 months, 2 meals per day for most dogs. Small breed puppies like Yorkshire Terriers and Chihuahuas are especially prone to hypoglycemia, dangerous blood sugar drops, if they go too long between meals. For adult dogs, 2 meals daily is the gold standard. Morning and evening. This keeps metabolism steady, prevents excessive hunger, and makes house training predictable. Senior dogs stick with 2 meals, but may need quantity adjustments as metabolism slows. Large breed dogs face higher risk of bloat, a life-threatening condition where the stomach fills with gas and twists. They should eat 2 smaller meals rather than 1 large meal, and never exercise vigorously before or after eating. Pillar 3. Timing that transforms. When you feed is strategic. The framework: morning meal between 7 and 8 a.m., evening meal between 6 and 7 p.m. Morning meal comes after they've relieved themselves, giving energy for the day. Evening meal should be 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, allowing digestion and a final bathroom trip. Critical rule: never feed immediately before or after vigorous activity. Wait 30 minutes after exercise before feeding and 1 hour after feeding before exercise. For large, deep-chested breeds, wait up to 2 hours. Why? Exercise with a full stomach risks bloat. Symptoms: visibly swollen, hard abdomen, trying to vomit with nothing coming up, restlessness, pale gums. This is an emergency. Get to a vet immediately. Consistency in timing provides psychological security. Dogs are creatures of habit. Predictable feeding reduces anxiety and food-related behavioral issues. Your action plan. Practical example: 3-year-old 40-pound mixed breed with moderate activity. Dog food recommends 2 cups daily, split into 2 1-cup meals at 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monitor body condition over 2 weeks, maintaining healthy weight with visible waist and easily felt ribs. Perfect. Gaining weight? Reduce by 10%. Losing or constantly hungry? Increase by 10%. Adjust gradually. Keep a simple feeding journal for the first month. Amount served, time fed, energy levels, stool quality, changes in coat or behavior. This gives you data instead of guesses. Choose stainless steel or ceramic bowls. Avoid plastic. For flat-faced breeds, use shallow, wide bowls. For large breeds, consider elevated feeders. Always provide fresh water. Change twice daily and wash the bowl daily. The decision that changes everything. You now have the complete framework: what to feed, what to avoid, how much, how often, and when. You're equipped with more knowledge than most dog owners will ever have. But there's still one question that divides the dog world. One choice that sparks endless debate. Should you feed commercial kibble, homemade natural food, or some combination of both? Here's what nobody tells you. The best option isn't the same for everyone. What works brilliantly for one dog and owner might be completely wrong for another. There are dogs thriving on premium kibble, dogs thriving on carefully formulated natural diets, and dogs doing great on strategic combinations. The difference isn't which camp you choose, it's understanding the real pros and cons of each, free from marketing hype and internet tribalism. And that decision, that's where everything comes together. Comment below. How many times a day do you currently feed your dog? Are you planning to make any changes after watching this? Let me know. I want to hear about your feeding routine. Beyond the tribalism. If you've spent time in dog owner groups online, you've seen the battles. Kibble defenders versus raw food evangelists. Everyone convinced their way is the only right way. Here's the truth. They're all partially right and partially wrong. The question isn't which is best. It's which is best for your dog, in your circumstances, with your resources. I'm going to give you the honest breakdown of each option, then a decision framework so you can choose confidently. Option 1. Commercial kibble. Quality kibble is not the enemy. Premium and super premium kibbles are formulated by veterinary nutritionists who understand canine biology. These foods undergo feeding trials to ensure complete, balanced nutrition. The hierarchy matters. Economy brands use cereals as primary ingredients with lower quality protein. Super premium brands use real meat first, have higher bioavailability. Your dog's body absorbs and uses more nutrients. Practical benefits: convenience, shelf stability, no preparation time, nutritional consistency. You know exactly what your dog gets every meal. The downside? Even premium kibble is processed through high-heat extrusion. Some dogs develop sensitivities to specific ingredients over time. Choose kibble if you have a busy schedule, you're a first-time owner, you want guaranteed balance, or your dog has no dietary restrictions. How to choose. First ingredient should be named meat: chicken, beef, salmon. Look for AFCO certification, matched to your dog's life stage and size. Option 2. Natural homemade diet. Natural feeding includes cooked fresh food and BARF, biologically appropriate raw food. You control every ingredient, nothing is overprocessed. Benefits are real: shinier coats, smaller stool volume, increased energy. For dogs with allergies, homemade diets eliminate problem ingredients. Critical part: natural feeding isn't just cooking chicken and rice. Dogs need specific calcium to phosphorus ratios, omega fatty acids, B vitamins, vitamin E, zinc, and micronutrients. Deficiencies show up months or years later: weakened bones, poor immunity, organ problems. Not optional. Work with a veterinary nutritionist. They'll create formulated recipes with proper supplementation. Raw feeding, BARF. Both the American Veterinary Medical Association and CDC advise against it due to bacterial contamination risks: Salmonella, E. coli. If you choose this despite risks, veterinary supervision is mandatory. Practical challenges: daily time commitment, higher cost, storage needs, difficulty traveling. Choose natural if you have time for daily prep, you'll consult a veterinary nutritionist, your dog has allergies, and you're committed to supplementation. Option 3. Strategic mixed feeding. The option many veterinarians quietly recommend: quality kibble as foundation, supplemented with fresh foods. The approach: 70 to 80% calories from super premium kibble, 20 to 30% from safe, fresh foods. Kibble ensures complete nutrition. Fresh foods add variety and natural enzymes. Examples: kibble with plain cooked chicken, steamed vegetables, or safe fruits as treats. Advantages: convenience and security of kibble plus benefits of fresh food. More affordable than full natural feeding, lower risk than DIY formulation. How to do it right: introduce new foods one at a time. Maintain ratios. Reduce kibble slightly when adding fresh food to maintain calories. Always cook additions. Never combine raw with processed. Your decision framework: 5 questions. 1. Daily time for food prep: less than 15 minutes. Kibble: 15 to 30 minutes. Mixed: 45 plus minutes. Natural. 2. Monthly budget: limited, premium kibble, moderate, super premium or mixed, flexible, natural with professional guidance. 3. Experience level: first dog, kibble, some experience, mixed, experienced, natural with veterinary nutritionist. 4. Health issues: healthy, any option. Allergies: natural or prescription kibble. Chronic conditions: therapeutic kibble or supervised natural. 5. Lifestyle: travel frequently, kibble. Predictable routine: natural works. Unpredictable: kibble. Making the transition: never switch abruptly. 7 to 10 day transition: days 1, 2, 75% old, 25% new, days 3, 4, 50, 50, days 5 to 6, 25% old, 75% new, day 7, 100% new. Watch their stools, consistency shows adjustment. Small breeds have sensitive digestion, so go slower. The truth about longevity: research shows dogs fed properly balanced diets, whether premium kibble, professionally formulated natural food, or strategic combinations, live longer, healthier lives than those fed inconsistently or with poor quality food. The difference isn't kibble versus natural. It's quality and consistency versus whatever's cheap or convenient. A dog fed super premium kibble at correct portions, on schedule, with exercise will thrive. A dog fed carefully formulated natural food will thrive. A dog fed strategic mixed feeding will thrive. A dog fed economy kibble randomly while getting table scraps will struggle. Your next step: you now have complete information about feeding your dog correctly. You understand toxic foods. You know how to calculate portions. You understand frequency and timing. You can make informed decisions about food type. Pick one thing you're changing today: adjusting portions, consistent meal times, upgrading kibble, scheduling a nutritionist consultation. One change, implemented consistently, creates transformation. Your dog depends on you completely. Now you have knowledge to make excellent decisions, decisions that could add years to their life. Every meal is an opportunity to show love through intelligent care, an opportunity to invest in their well-being, an opportunity to be the exceptional owner your dog deserves. Drop a comment. What's the one change you're implementing first? If you found this valuable, share it with another dog owner. Hit subscribe. We're building a community of informed, empowered dog owners. Your dog is counting on you. Now go give them the gift of a longer, healthier life.